Welcome back to the restaurant show. Two of my favorite topics, wine and delicious food, and two of my favorite people here to chat about that today. So glad to see you guys back. Owner and winemaker Rob Lewis is here from Lewis Station Winery. And of course, Chef Jason Dunn is also here with us. Thank you for being here.
Yes, absolutely.
We love having you. You guys do such a wonderful job. I'm going to say this and very sincerely. I mean, every single person that tells me they've been up to your place has had just nothing but the highest of compliments for their visit.
That's wonderful.
Just wonderful things. And I'm excited to talk about what we're doing today. So of course we're going to talk about wine and we're going to talk about food. So you guys kind of lead me down the path you'd like to start with.
You got it.
Well, let's start talking mushrooms.
Okay.
Because then we can tie into the wine and it ought to work out well.
Okay.
Sounds great, yeah.
So at the winery, we have a dish that we call ooey gooey mushrooms. And this is, my wife Beth is a mushroom lover, and that was kind of the genesis of this dish.
Okay.
And where we start with the ooey gooey mushrooms is it all starts 100% with the mushrooms. Mushrooms we get from Palm Cellars, who are based in Helensville.
Okay.
It's a wonderful mushroom farm.
And you guys do a wonderful job of sourcing so much locally. I think that's incredible and obviously really impacts the taste.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
Very important to us.
Very freshness is huge, and it's paramount.
Absolutely.
And like in mushrooms in particular, freshness is a very, very big deal. Mushrooms in the first 24 hours when they're cut will lose 50% of their flavor, and then every 24 hours after that, they will lose another 50% of flavor. So with mushrooms, it's important to lock that flavor in as quickly as you can, so it gets that nice, meaty flavor to it. So we get our mushrooms, they've been harvested for roughly 1 to 2 hours. We get them back to the winery, we roast them immediately with garlic and his wonderful Zinfandel. It's just a great, great thing. So what that does is it locks that meaty flavor in.
That's incredible. I actually tried one before we started because he was sharing some of this information with me about how quickly mushrooms lose flavor, and having something that you're getting from a grocery store has often been sitting there for multiple days.
Yeah. That's why a lot of times people say, well, mushrooms don't taste like anything.
Right.
Well, it's because of where you're buying it and how you're buying it.
They do. These are incredible.
So what we do with our
Lots of
mushrooms
flavor.
is we layer the mushrooms into a ramekin. We take some good Crave Brothers fresh mozzarella,
Okay.
and then we top that a little bit with the mushrooms like that. And then Hilltop and Arena is where we get our Munster cheese from. So that goes on top like that. And what we'll do is we'll throw this into the oven.
Okay, nice layer of cheese on the top, and you've got some in the middle there too, so it's almost, you're hitting us with both sides.
That's the
there.
gooey part. That's the gooey part.
Now
So
you know
get
where
that
the
mozzarella
gooey
melt.
mushrooms
Gooey,
comes
yeah,
from,
the
right?
ooey's in the middle and the gooey's on the top.
Absolutely.
I love the names. You made something for us, what was the crack?
Goat crack.
Goat crack.
So good.
So what
too.
you end up with is like this here.
Oh my
And you can
goodness
see the mushrooms, the
gracious.
melted cheese and such.
looks so
So
good.
the whole idea here is you get a spoonful of the mushrooms with the cheese and smear it with the bread. And
Oh
it's a
my gosh,
wonderful,
can I,
wonderful
may I?
combination.
I'm gonna be a mess,
Please,
but
please do.
you know, I'm used to being a mess here on this show. Okay,
Right on.
so tell us about the wine that we're gonna talk about today too,
you got
here,
it. So,
Wally.
so the first one we're going to talk about is, it's a 100% Cabernet. It's hard to get that cheese
ooey
on there.
gooey, I'm
Ooey
telling
gooey.
you.
Yeah. It's 100% Cabernet, but
Just
it
keep
is
pulling up. Keep pulling up. There you
Here
go.
we go.
It is aged. So
Okay.
it's aged in a Wisconsin bourbon barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So not only just a Wisconsin oak barrel, but a Wisconsin bourbon barrel. So
Mm-hmm.
J. Henry and Sons, which is just north of Madison, a couple years ago, we made a great contact with them, and when they emptied their barrels, I bought a few of their barrels, brought them back to the winery, and I added Cabernet to those barrels and I let them age. So what you're going to find in this 100% Cabernet is on the nose, you're going to have like that hints of bourbon that's there. And then when you taste it, you will get some of the bourbon flavor through. But Cabernet is one of those grapes that can really hold up to something fun like that.
Wow. Okay, and that's
So
this one. I'm gonna.
That's that
smell
one
it
right
again
there.
so
Yeah,
I can-
there aren't a lot of producers out there that do something as outrageous as this,
unique.
if you will.
Yeah,
Unique,
really. Now, can I try
And
this one too?
Please do.
Am I gonna be okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh, it's great.
Isn't that awesome?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Wow, I wasn't sure what to expect because I can smell a little bit of bourbon in there, like we talked
sure
about.
can.
Take
Yeah.
a bite of that mushroom.
It's incredible.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
then take a sip of the wine.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to do the cheese.
Then the fun really happens.
With the wine, that's when 1 + 1 = 3. You
I can't-
just experience that right there.
I can't explain to you. You just must go and try, and everything is so good. And this isn't it. We're doing more too, aren't we?
We have
We have
more.
one more
Oh
that
my
we're gonna
gosh.
do
Yeah.
today. The next dish that we're going to do is our meatball
So
plate.
good.
Our
Wow.
meatball basket, basically, is what it is. The whole idea with this is a deconstructed meatball sub. So you're going to have your bread, you're going to have your meatballs. We have our homemade marinara sauce that we make. We use fire roasted tomatoes for this. garlic, a little bit of basil in there, a little bit of EVO. And then again,
And
with
Jones
this,
Farm does the meatballs first.
the meatballs themselves are an all-meat meatball done by Jones Farm down in Fort Atkinson. I love Jones Farm because they don't put any additives in anything.
Okay.
It's all what should be in there.
And I want to mention too, while you're doing this, is that because you have so much knowledge in food and what you're doing, and you in wine and what you're doing, and it all comes together so flawlessly and effortlessly between the two of you, but you actually teach folks
do.
some of
Yes, we
this
do.
information too, so we can have a little knowledge of our own.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that. You have some classes.
Well, the cooking classes we do, we run the third Saturday of every month, and the second Thursday of every month we do a little different version. The Saturday version, it's a wonderful 3-hour foodie orgasm, is the best way to put it. Because it's just wine and food. I do 7-8 food preparations. Wine. Rob has wine for every course, and it's just a wonderful thing. And I do a big demonstration in front of everybody.
Oh my goodness,
On the
that sounds
Thursday
so much
classes, it's a little more hands-on.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is 3-4 presentations, and then at the end of it, we'll sit down to a meal together.
Oh, wow. What an incredible thing to go do as just a fun way to enjoy your food and wine on another level. I love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
and you know that 3-hour class that we do, we fill that entire 3-hour class. So you're eating and sampling and drinking wine through the entire 3-hour class.
Wow.
So and
I bet it
you
goes
probably
fast.
noticed we talk a lot, so we don't have a problem entertaining people
Right.
and enjoying the food and enjoying the wine.
Well,
But-
and it's such a
oh,
passion
look at
for you too
It
that
is.
I just love that you're sharing that with folks.
And that's what we hear often. Is like you can really see that we're passionate
here
about what we
is
do.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Look
so
at
talk
that.
to me about this. I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
Tell me about
This
this
is
other
an
wine you
all
have.
meat pork. It's all pork that's
Okay.
in there. There's fennel seed in there, a bunch of great herbs. Chef Sean down at Jones
just
Farm
do a
does these
small
for
one.
us,
Do
and
it,
they're
yeah.
absolutely wonderful.
Okay, and then talk to me about this other
You
wine.
got it.
you
We have it paired with 100% Petite Syrah. Petite Syrah, it's a 2014 big, bold. Petite comes from a very small berry, but that's why it's very concentrated, and you'll certainly notice that when you smell it and when you taste it.
Delicious, all of it, amazing. I don't want to go, but I have to. We got to go to break. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Go to Lewis Station Winery. You will not be disappointed. We'll be back with more Restaurant Show after the break.